everyone, welcome to a monthly favorite video. I'm gonna zoom you in. I really enjoy making these videos. I hope you enjoy them also, and please subscribe and ring the bell if you want to see more of these. I think they're just a really great way of seeing what someone, me in this case, actually uses, as opposed to, you know, hauls or first impressions or even reviews. So that's why I really enjoy making these for you, and hopefully, you know, it helps also to give a little bit of focus, even though there's a lot here. But I will say that September was really kind of a transition month. It feels like the summer vacation ended and summer is officially over. It's sweater weather here, and we switched on the heating in the house yesterday for the first time. So I'm kind of, my mood is changing, my color palette is changing. I'm still using my Italy palette, but I also have all kinds of like satellite colors that I keep finding myself adding. Let's get into the favorites. So first of all, this setup is totally inspired by Aliona Creates here on YouTube, which you know that I'm happy to call a friend, and her channel is fantastic. Go check it out if you're still not familiar, but I think everyone is already knows that we have a co-enabling relationship. Okay, anyway, let's get to it. So my thing is really a lot of like tone on tone, different textures, and that's why I feel like I need a range of different mediums in kind of a similar color palette. And I'll just show you what I mean. I really enjoy, you know, making these kind of abstracts, and I really want my pencil or pen to match my color mixtures. And so I'm always looking for kind of all the colors, and this is kind of a selection of my color palette. I wouldn't say the whole of September, but probably the second half of it. So let's talk about the gel pens. I have here a selection of gel pens. They are all from a set called Moonlight, and there are other colors also in that set, these, but I haven't been using these a lot. I've mostly been using, you can see, kind of the earthy colors and the kind of warmer tones. So this is the top row here. I really like the gel pens. I feel they're kind of a reliable pen that doesn't, you know, break the bank, and they come in tons and tons of colors. I think that set is lovely, and it has kind of autumnal feel, at least this half of it. A couple of other pens I've enjoyed are the Papermate Flair Medium. Again, this came in a set with a few other colors. I think I got it from Amazon. It doesn't have a name on it, but you can see it's kind of a mustardy yellow. And then a Staedler Plus Fineliner in this kind of muted mauve purpley color. Really enjoying it. And then these two are kind of new to me, and they're lovely. I wouldn't expect anything else from Faber Castell. Their Pitt pens and markers are known. And this one is the dark sepia 175, and this one is black 199. This is the 0.3, which I really find is a good size for me. I'll show you the tip. And they perform really well. You know, you get, it's a very kind of reliable marker. It doesn't feel that great. I mean, to me, it feels like a little bit cheap, and I don't know, the inside kind of rattles. But they're really good, very affordable, and very easy to find, at least in Europe where I am. Okay, let's move on to the pencils. Of course, Caran, and I have this inner struggle. The Caran Museum Aquarelle, if you're not familiar, they are kind of their top of the line water soluble pencils, and I've fallen in love with them. And I keep wondering if it's just me that, you know, because they're so expensive, I think they're so great, or are they really much better than the other watercolor pencils? And the more I use them and try to use them alongside my other watercolor pencils, I have some Prima ones and I have a few Faber Castell, I still think these are superior. There's something about the pigment, it just releases, it's so much more intense. And for the effects that I enjoy using it, I draw with it in wet watercolor, I sketch with it. I think they are worth the money, and the color range is beautiful. So I just wanted to show you, I picked up a few colors. I don't think I shared that with you. For the sketching of Tuscany, I just felt I needed a little bit earthy colors, and I wanted a green. So green ochre, I've spoken about this color in the past. It's a beautiful, beautiful color, very luminous. You can see how it activates and becomes very kind of intense. It's kind of like a green gold, I don't know, maybe somewhere between a quinacridone gold and a green gold color. So I wanted something a little bit darker, a little bit more earthy, and I picked up these two. There's brown olive 50%, and then there's olive brown. And they're quite similar. I wouldn't say you need them both. I just think the olive brown seems a little bit more intense. So that's probably what I would go for. But I just wanted to put them here so you can see how they look next to each other and make your own decisions. And then I just really enjoy their muted colors. You can see I'm not huge on, you know, warm browns. I really like cool grays, taupey colors, muted pinks, muted purples. That's really the kind of neutrals that I enjoy, and they have a really lovely range. So the Sepia 10% I've mentioned in a previous favorites video, and that color is gorgeous. But I'm kind of more into the slightly darker ones, kind of mid-tone, darker values. So there's this one, this is number 866. I'll put all the links below. And this is kind of like the pencil version of a Potter's Pink. I really, really love it. Then there's Dark Flesh 50%, which is more brown. There's French Gray. I think it's a new one that I picked up recently, which is just beautiful. I really love French grays in pencils, and this one is lovely. And then the Sepia is just a little bit, I would say, maybe a little bit more taupey than the French gray. Anyway, they are just lovely, and I put them here next to each other so you can see how they compare. Obviously, you know, you can pick your favorite and pick that one. Okay, the last pencil I want to mention is this one. This is from the Derwent drawing pencils that I bought for my Tuscany trip. This is the full set. You can buy these open stock, which I do recommend unless you really, really love all the colors. The color range is fantastic. It's very earthy. I think it's perfect for landscapes and autumnal scenes also. What I like, for me personally, the reason I really like these pencils, besides the fact that they perform beautifully, they're so pigmented and the color deposits beautifully. I really like them because I tend to use bright watercolors, and having more earthy tones in my pencils I think really works. I like that combination, that contrast. So this is yellow ochre. You can buy a set or you can buy them open stock. I really love it. It's kind of like a very warm yellow. It's yellow ochre, but it's a really beautiful version of it. To me, it has that lovely balance of just a little bit of softness and not too, I don't know, orangey kind of thing. So I really love this pencil. There are a lot of other pretty shades, but this one is the kind of one that popped for me this month. Okay, and the biggest category is watercolors. Again, there's a lot this month just because I kind of switched things around, but also I added some colors here so you can compare and see how they look next to each other. Maybe you'll see that, you know, that one is redundant or you have something very similar. A few colors that I really enjoyed. It's so funny to me how my feelings toward colors can change. So I really found that I kind of steered from my beloved Nickel Azo yellow, which I've used now for months as my go-to kind of bright primary yellow. I can't look at it. Okay, it's not that bad, but most days I really seem to prefer Quin Gold. I guess I'm just in sweater weather in my head. Buff titanium is kind of a staple, and I've been using it a lot, but I've been using it a lot for months and months. And then a newer addition to my palette, which I've really fallen in love with, is the Lukas Naples Yellow Reddish. Other brands have this color, but I think I have somewhere the Schminke one. It doesn't really look like this one. So I just wanted to show you, maybe you have something similar in your stash, but you can see it's kind of almost a pastel or a softer opaque. I think it's a semi-opaque color, like a soft orange. And it's just lovely. I'll show you some mixtures as I'm talking. I don't actually have mixtures of that one, but it's a really lovely color, and I've been using it a lot as kind of my yellow, you can say, or, well, a soft orange. Lunar Earth is gorgeous, and especially a mixture that I enjoy is mixing it with the Holbein Bright Rose. You can see that you get these really gorgeous kind of soft peachy pinks with that granulation of the Lunar Earth, and I think that's just beautiful. So really enjoying that one. And I just put the Holbein Bright Rose here to still have a lovely rainbow effect. This is also relatively new. This is the Van Gogh Dusk Yellow. I've talked about the Dusk Pink for months and months and months, and I know some of you got it and also fell in love with it. I still love it, I still use it, but I thought I would try the other ones, and I am not especially in love with the Dusk Violet or purple that they have, and the Dusk Green, I also got it. It's more of like a cool bluish kind of green with granulation, which, I don't know, it's just not speaking to me. But the Dusk Yellow has, you can see, it's like a very earthy, looks more, I would say, like a very earthy green. I wouldn't necessarily even say it's like a yellow. And here you can see it in a mixture with Lunar Blue, so quite intense. I'm really enjoying it, I'm really loving it, and I just put my other greens next to it so you can get an idea of where it is with a tone. This is olive green, all of the other ones are Daniel Smith. This is Van Gogh. And this is Undersea Green, Cascade Green, Zoisite, and Olive Green. I love them all, I use them all, but this is a kind of a recent addition, and I really love it. You can see it has even, you could say, a grayish, blackish granulation. Really interesting color, very fun in mixtures, and I've been enjoying it. Let's move on. Moonglow made a comeback into my palette. I love it, and I wanted to show you particularly how it mixes with Quin Gold. So you can see if you add a little bit of Moonglow to Quin Gold, you get these very, very muted greens, which I think are just gorgeous. And then you move into really kind of neutral colors that, I mean, this one, I don't think I would be able to tell which colors this was created with. So they really neutralize each other. I mean, yellow and purple are complementary colors. It's not surprising, but the mixtures are just fantastic. And then if you add more Moonglow, you get to these very muted, very, very muted purples that have that blue granulation. And then this is the pure form. So Lovely color, really been enjoying it. And I just like to move things around. I've used now for, I don't know, 8 months, I think. I mostly used Dusk Pink. And I thought it would be fun just to mix things around. Lunar Blue is kind of my go-to blue. And here you can see how it mixes with Quin Gold. Really enjoy this color, beautiful in mixes. And here is my beloved Holbein Bright Rose. I just wanted to put it next to Quinacridone Rose and Rhodonite, I think it's called, from Daniel Smith, which are just softer, warmer pinks. I love them both. They look very similar here. Maybe my brush was contaminated or something, but I kind of find myself gravitating towards the Holbein. Maybe because I'm using all of these like earthy colors that I want something that just pops a little bit. I'm not sure. That's how I feel about these colors. Okay, and then I just wanted to mention kind of honorable mentions because I haven't used them as much as I have like these colors, but I'm bringing them into rotation because I think they'll be perfect for for autumn, sorry, I wish summer. And Hematite Genuine, I have a video dedicated to this color. I wasn't very impressed with it, but now I am kind of drawn to it and I think it's beautiful. So you can see I'm so fickle. You can see it doesn't have a lot of like a color, like a strong base to it. It's just a very, very granulating color, which makes me very, very happy. And yeah, I poured it into, I have a small tube, I poured it into a half pan. This palette is new. I'm very excited about it and I have to set it up. I think it might be my autumn palette. I like to switch things around. I have been using this palette for months and months, every single day. I absolutely love it and I kind of love the current setup, so I might just keep it like this and then do a more earthy autumnal palette here. We'll see. I'm very fickle. I change my mind a lot. Okay, Hematite Violet is a color I finally added to my stash. I had a pan and I ran out of it and I finally added it. It's such a beautiful color from Daniel Smith. These are all Daniel Smith. If I don't mention the brand, it's Daniel Smith. And you probably saw, or you might have seen in my Italy palette, I have the Burnt Scarlet Hematite Genuine, which I also gave to Aliona and I know she loves it, and that is a gorgeous color. And that one is a little bit more brown. This one is just a little bit more kind of pinkish, muted. I don't even know how to describe this color. It's very strange and very, very beautiful. Next to it, I have Lunar Violet. I just put it here kind of for reference. Also, you can see it next to Moonglow. I'm not particularly in love with it. I really prefer the blue granulation in Moonglow. So it's just here kind of for reference. And then Tiger's Eye Genuine, I think I will also add to my palette. It's just perfect for autumn. And now a few things that, a couple of additions that I was totally inspired by her billowing heart. Is it possible that I make a video without mentioning her? She's just been really inspiring me. So she has this Art Graph Viarco, which I also have. This is a watercolor graphite, and you can see it's just like graphite, kind of in cake form. Very, very nice product, very easy to pick up with a brush. And she put some of it in a pan, like a regular, you know, watercolor pan, and she's been using it like this, which I think is brilliant, and I'm going to do the same thing. This is how it looks. So you can use this, you know, you can just use it as a gray, but you can also use it for sketching, for value studies. The lovely thing about this is the granulation, and I'll try to give you a good view. Now, I was inspired by what she did, and I did that with these products that I've had for years and years and years. So This is a really interesting product. This is by Derwent. It's an Australian brand. This is called Liquid Pencil, and it comes in these jars. It also comes in a set of tubes. I will search if these are available at Jackson's. I bought these years ago. I really don't remember where. Where. So this is exactly what it is, liquid pencil. It's very, very similar product to the art graph, but this comes in different shades, and they have a rewettable version and then also a permanent version. So you can kind of decide. And I've had this for years. It wasn't as dry, but actually the consistency of it now makes it perfect for putting it in pens, which is what I did here. So it actually dried and shrunk. I can add more, but this is the Sepia, and then this one is a shade called Gray 3. And I'll show you both of them here. This is the Sepia. Sorry, this is the Sepia, and this is the Gray 3. And again, you get this really fun granulation that you get from the art graph. So it's really like liquid pencil. Really, really fun, really great for adding texture. And I think, you know, you get a ton of product for this tin or this box. This is like a boring plastic box. This is a much more appealing packaging, but you know, if you just transfer it to a pen and stick it in your watercolor palette, then who cares about the packaging? I also wanted to show you a comparison with something I bought last year. This is by Van Gogh. This is a graphite watercolor. Well, it's, you know, looks like watercolor, and I don't even know what this is. Is there a pigment here? This is, yeah, it's a bunch of pigments. I bought this hoping it would perform like the art graph. It doesn't. It has this very shiny finish to it, you know, kind of like a pencil, a graphite lead. I never really fell in love with it. I much prefer the more matte, granulating look of these. But I wanted to show you in case you wanted to see how this product looks. I'm so fickle, I might change my mind and decide I like it at some point, but right now I'm much more attracted to these products. I think Daniel Smith also makes a graphite watercolor. I don't have it and I don't know how it behaves, but yeah, this is it. Very, very long. I hope you found some inspiring products here and that you enjoyed the video. I don't really have any new kind of paper sketchbooks. I'm using for Tuscany my big Fabriano, my beloved Fabriano sketchbook. They had it on sale at Cult Pens and I picked up a few more because I think they're just gorgeous. So this one I've been using for sketching Tuscany. I really love it, but I've been saying that for like a lot. So that's that. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in another video soon. Bye bye.